So Mark 1:31 and 31. All right. Mark 1 and 31, it says, and he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up. And immediately the fever left her, and she ministered unto them. Okay. So I don't think nobody needed to minister unto Christ in a way that you think it is. No woman sat there and preached to Christ. Okay. That's not what happened. Okay, so we have to go to the Greek definition and find out what it means to understand what happened. All right, and the Greek word for minister.
Strong's G 1247. Diakoneo. Diakoneo.
Okay, that means to be a servant. Okay, to be a servant, attendant, domestic, to serve, wait upon, to minister to one, render ministering offices to be served, minister unto, to wait at a table and offer food and drink to the guests. All right, of women preparing food. All right, so that should clear that up right there for you brothers out there, and women if you're watching. Okay, it says, and he came and took her, Mark 1 and 31, and he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up, and immediately the fever left her, and she ministered unto them. Basically, after that fever left her, she got up and went cooking food and started preparing plates for the Akim, okay, and for Yahweh Shai. All right, started serving him. Okay, now we're called ministers because, well, guess what? We're servants. We're servants for the elect. All right. When we out there on the highways doing work, we're servants. Because guess what? We answer questions. We do the research. We do all the, we do the digging through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We do the digging for the definition and the understanding. And we serve you. We serve them. Doesn't say the knowledge is like wine and bread. That knowledge that the Most High bestowed upon us, what we do, we give it to you. We serve you with it. It's like you said, man, I want a healthy plate of why Israelites, how you know Israelites are dark skinned or Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and we serve you that plate. They got a full menu you can go to. Okay, just think of it like that. All right. So now that we're on the subject of Mark, okay, no niggas not gonna like this. Okay, they try to hide it, but we're gonna go. We're gonna do this like this. All right. So we go into the subject of Mark. This is a little deeper. This is basically there's multiple type of different words of Mark in the Bible. All right. So this is just the same thing. It's important to learn your definitions, Hebrew and Greek. Okay. Because in this case, it's multiple words with different. It's the same word with multiple definitions. Salakia. All right. And the word right here is kwai. It's one of the forms of Mark. It's kwai in the Hebrew. It says incision, imprintment, tattoo, mark. This is physical. Okay, this is physical, a physical mark. All right. And the precept to that is Leviticus 19 and 28. All right. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. And I know you scoffers out there know what I'm getting to, and I'm gonna get to it. All right, just hold on, hold your horses. Okay, hold your horses. But you brothers out there, whoever just learning and coming up, just remember that the word is kwai is physical. It's a tattoo, and imprintment, incision. All right, a mark. All right, because people like to scoff and play semantics. So we're gonna go to Ezekiel 9 and 4. All right, it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry, and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. It says, set a mark. Let's see if that's kwai. Okay. Okay, let me see here. The word here for mark is the word tav. A salaki is tau, tau, a thou. Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I get my thigh, my ties mixed up. Okay, but that's why right here. Okay, it should be the why. All right. It says desire mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. All right. Kwai is what? An incision. Okay, things like that. But even though they had this here, this is the correct definition. All right, because they say a sign in the form of a cross branded on the thigh or neck. All right, so I don't think Ezekiel was running around with a hot iron putting brands on people. Okay, and or Ezekiel wasn't doing that because the scripture says don't put any marks in the flesh, right? So that's not righteous. So that don't make sense for the Most High. How about Shem Yahushai tell Ezekiel to go put a cross, go brand a cross on the thigh or neck of people, you know, because they go put a mark on them in that side and cry. Okay, you have to have good sense too, because Esau do shit like this. Okay, back to Ezekiel 94. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. Okay, a sign of exemption from judgment. It's a spiritual mark. Okay, upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, so that's talking about, you know, when we speak to them on the highways, you mark them spiritually. All right, you know them. You know, just like we're marked amongst the other brethren. You know, when we see each other, we set a marker. We know each other. All right, amongst the brotherhood. So in case one brother might not know him and they run into each other, somebody else had that mark set on them and said, no, this is a brother, you know. Or there might be some there's been times we've been on the highway and there's brothers I ran into personally and taught them personally, or someone taught them personally, and they, you know, they're still learning in the learning stage, and they'll roll up on us individually, and I had to remind them. I had to tell other brothers like, no, they're cool. They're learning and things like that, you know. And that's that mark, okay. That's a sign of marking them, okay. So we're gonna go to the Greek end of it, all right. Salakia. All right, Romans 16:17. Okay, this is another word of mark in the Greek. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Okay, so the word here, Romans 16:17, mark them is scopio. Scopio. To look at, to observe, contemplate, to mark, to fix one's eyes upon, to break one's attention to, anyone to look, take heed to thyself. So quick Q&A. All right.